Hi, welcome to part two of Tony's Tour Diaries. I hope you found part one interesting. A little bit of just about myself, how I got into the Wagons music, what I get up to in my mad life, and I won't grow up. So in part two, I'm going to take you through with how I got into, decided that I wanted to do all the gigs on the tour, how I could do it, how I am going to do it, and hopefully it'll all go to plan. So we'll see how that goes. You'll be able to see how I plan things, and then we'll see on the day how they turn out. So the first thing I had to do was decide what gigs I wanted to do. Now I looked at it and I thought, I love the German gigs. Been before, loved them. I fancy doing Prague, I fancy doing Budapest, I fancy doing Vienna, Zurich. Could I do them all? I did have a look on the map and it was all spread out, and I thought, a bit tricky, but we'll have a look. Anyway, I went to work and I asked them could I get some time off, and they said, yeah, no problem, because I've been working all winter. Don't have many days off, and some of my shifts could go 24, 48, 72 hours. So they were fine, and then they've given me time for the UK as well. So I'm off for the 4 dates as well. I'll be doing that as well. So that was good. So the first thing I had to do then was find a flight. Now I looked at the flights from Manchester and Liverpool to Hamburg on Sunday the 20th, and there was none. Well, there was one, Eurowings, but it meant me only getting in at 8 o'clock on Sunday night, which is no good. I don't want to fly in and miss the first gig. So I looked at other options. Now, I've flown with Ryanair before to Berlin, and that was an option. So I had a look around, couldn't really see anything, so I had a look at the Ryanair, and they'd flew on the Saturday night. So I had to book another day off work. They were very happy about it. I swapped things around. So I'm flying in from Berlin from Manchester Terminal 3. So I should arrive in on the Saturday night in Berlin through Ryanair. Now, Ryanair, I've had no trouble at all with them before. Cheap airline, there's a lot of add-ons. You want to pick your seat, you want extra baggage, you want this, you want fast track, you want priority. You can pay a lot for it. I'm just going to go pretty light, really. I've got my little small case, 10 kilo, and my backpack, and I can get everything I want in that. I can scrunch it all up and, vacuum it in a way where I can get a lot of stuff in that I need for this tour. It's only going to be t-shirts and jeans and that. I'm not sure how the weather's going to go, so I won't be bringing loads of coats and things. On the merch as well, whatever merch we've got, I'll probably buy anyhow. So I'm on the 6:15 flight. I should be getting into Berlin about 9:10 at night. Now, I booked a very local airport hotel, which is only 5-minute walk from the airport. So I'm going to stay there on the Saturday night. It's local, it's handy, because I'm gonna need a bit of a break, because with work I'm actually doing a 40-hour shift going into Saturday. So I'll start on the Thursday and I'm finishing on the Saturday morning at 10. So then I've got to pack everything and get everything ready and it's all sorted. So my prep is I'm not going to have a lot of sleep, because in my job it's a 48-hour shift. I do get sleep there, but it's broken sleep, and you've got to be up by 7 in the morning. You can only go to bed late at night. So it's it's not ideal, but it's good. It's all right. It's doable. So the plan will be to settle in Berlin. I'm not gonna have a late night in the hotel or the airport. I'm just gonna take it easy, chill out, get my bearings right, just double check that I've got everything right, get it all planned, and everything then should be all set up to get into Hamburg. So a lot of my journeys are going to be by train. I'm catching 3 flights. a flight in and out of Germany and a flight home from Germany, from Berlin back to Manchester, and another flight which is from Zurich to Prague, because that would be too long on the train. Every other journey I'm doing is going to be by train, so I'm reliant on the train services from abroad. Now, I've travelled before in Europe and I've never had a problem, so hopefully this will go to plan. The only thing I've got is that I've got a few connections, so I'm relying on trains not being delayed. Now, I'm going to be using an app I bought called Omeo. I've downloaded that. Now, I booked all my tickets in advance on that, so I'll be travelling through that. I found I used them before when I've been abroad, and they've been great. You can take insurance out, so if it gets cancelled for a couple of quid, you can book your seats on most journeys, and you can take, if you wanted first class and extra this and extra that, there's all sorts of ads-on you can do. So I'm going to be using, I've booked all my transport by them. I booked a bit earlier because it's like anything, the nearer the date it goes up. So I booked a bit in advance. So on the Sunday, on the 20th, I'll be going from the airport train station into Berlin and then on to Hamburg. So it's not a bad journey really. I only need to catch the 11:05 train, which isn't bad, and I should be in Hamburg early afternoon. So I can check in around 3, so by the time I get to Hamburg I can get the underground. I usually go underground to St. Pauli, the area, or Reeperbahn as it's known as, for the gig, and that's where my hotel as well is this time. It's just on the little outskirts of Reeperbahn, so I'll be keeping well away from there. Anyhow, I've got to tell you, last time we came, I thought we'd catch a buzz when I was with Lyndon and Sharon, and being dyslexic, I went on the wrong side of the road, and we were stood at the bus stop for like ages, and no bus turns up, and then me realises I'm on the wrong side of the road. And anyhow, we got the underground, and that is what we're doing. Anyhow, I haven't got Jim or Sharon with me this time because they were great last time, and they sorted all my transport. So Sharon, I'll be relying on you again soon on this trip. So the plan is I go from Hamburg by train into Berlin and then on to Hamburg. I get there mid-afternoon. I'll be stopping at the Prisa Radisson in Hamburg for 2 nights. In night 1, so the first night is the gig for Hamburg. I won't be doing a lot of filming around that area with Reeperbahn because it's a no-go really, and I don't fancy spending 2 weeks in hospital because they won't like you filming, and I don't really want to film there. I just want to. There's a few good bars there, and there's a good place called Burger Heroes to eat, which I will be. I may show you that if they allow me. But I say that's the place to be, and I know the guys always have the burgers there, so we'll be in there. So I'm not sure what we're doing after. If the lads will go for a pint, I might go for a pint with them. I'll see how it goes. Because the Monday again, I'm booked in the same hotel, so I don't have to be up dead early. From then, I'm gonna hang around a little bit around my hotel, and then I'm gonna be going up to Norservet. As it's called, probably wrong pronunciation, because these Wicked Rivers are playing. Now that's a tube. I catch a tube from St. Pauli Tube. It takes me about 45 minutes. It'll get me to the gig. Now the thing about these Wicked Rivers gig is there's no tickets. It's from what Josie tells me, you just turn up, and the first 60. It's only a small venue, so the first 60 people get in. And then that's it. So, but she's put me on the list to get in, but as a precaution, being me, I'll be going early anyhow. So I'll be turning up nice and early. I'll be in that queue,
So it's going to be one of them where I'll be stood around. I'm not bothered because I want to see them. They're great lads, they're a great band, and I hopefully bring you a bit of coverage of their gig over there. It's like playing in someone's front room. It's only holds 60 people. At the end, they played there before and they really enjoyed it. It's sold out, so I expect the same. There'll be people queuing, so I'll get there nice and early and stood there. Once it's finished, again the tube will run a bit, and I'll be able to get back to St Pauli. 45 minutes. So I should be back in the hotel 1 o'clock. So on the 22nd, I shall then be travelling to Aschaffenburg from Hamburg, which is about a 6-hour train journey. So I'll be up early for that one. I've got to be on the 8:24 from Hamburg Central, which again I've got to get the tube from St Pauli back into Hamburg, get the tube. So I'll be up about 7, get set off early. Get the 8:24 and go stop at Frankfurt, and then from Frankfurt to Aschaffenburg. Again, I'm relying on the trains being on time because there's not a lot of waiting. It'll be 15-minute connection, so hopefully that'll work in my favour, so I'm not having to wait for the next train. And that way I should arrive in Aschaffenburg early afternoon. So that's the Tuesday the 22nd. So I get Aschaffenburg in the afternoon. Never been there before. German Dan's going there, so I'll meet up with him. I'm staying in the hotel, same hotel. And I think Jim and Sharon are there, and 1 or 2 others are coming over. So we'll be there for that gig. And then from then on, I'll spend the day there, enjoy the gig. And then I'm staying in the hotel. On the Wednesday, it's then up to Onanzerbrook, I think what it's called. But I'm going with Dan. German Dan is giving me a lift up to there. So I'll be travelling with him because, like I said before, I've given him trips over here. I picked him up at the airport and took him up to the pub in Lancaster. We went to the O2 in Shepherd's Bush from Manchester, and I brought him back. So with Dan, I'll do the same. The thing with the Wagons fans is we help each other, and we're here for each other, and we help each other. Dan's been really good, helping people sort German trips out, and because he knows everything about it more than we do, and he's a top guy, and he's one to know. He's great. So I'll be travelling with him, and I'll be staying over with him after for the Onanzerbrook gig. So once we've done that gig, I will then go on to Nuremberg. So I will be leaving reasonably early from Miles of Saarland, and travelling by train then up to Nuremberg. Yeah, so I'll be on the 8:45 out of there, and I'll be stopping at Essen. We've stopped there, called at Essen station before, good gig in Essen, and then on to Nuremberg. So it's a bit of a journey again. And that'll be the first of the 4 German gigs. So whoever's going to Nuremberg, we'll see you there. I think Jim and Sharon are, and looking forward to it. It'll be a great gig. So I'm staying in Nuremberg in the hotel. Again, I'll see what's going on. I'm not sure. I do the gig and whatever's happening after. Maybe the day after, the guys have actually got a day off. But I am going to watch the New Roses, in my wisdom. Anyhow, so what I'll be doing, I'll be leaving Nuremberg at 9:17, hopefully, getting over to Zurich. Now I've got to go change at Munich, get through to Zurich. Now the New Roses are actually playing in a town called Siegen, which is about an hour and 15 minutes away from Zurich, and it goes by train. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to Zurich and then straight on to see where. So I should get there in the afternoon. It's near a lake and some mountains. It's really very quite a nice area. So I'll be looking forward to catching up with the new Roses and Leona Jacobi is supporting them again. Who supported them last time on the UK? So I'll be looking forward to seeing her support and catching up with the guys. So I'm going to be staying over there that night, and then I'll catch the train the day after back to Zurich. It's only an hour and 15, so it's not bad. I booked it, but it's reasonably quick. Getting to Zurich for there's a gig, so we do Zurich, and that's another city I've never been, another country, new country. Now the other thing about this is that the Swiss have different money, and after all this, because I'm going to different countries with different currencies, I'll show you what I'm using, because I didn't fancy getting all different currencies, and using your own bank card, it actually costs you, don't it? They always had charges, so I'm using something that someone's told me. I've actually no idea what it's about, but I'll explain that at the end. So from Zurich, it's to Prague, which is a bit of a trek. If I wanted to do it by a train, you're looking 10 hours. Now, the guys have got another day off, but I'm not fancying the train, so I'm catching a plane. I'm going to be doing Swiss Air, and the flight's about 1 hour 20. Now, I'm going to have to hang around the airport because the flight is actually like I think it's about 6:15 at night. So I'm going to be doing a bit of hanging around there. And then I should arrive in Prague about 7:30 at night. Now, I'm meeting up with a few of friends. I'm staying in an apartment with a few friends. And meeting up, and I know there's quite a few going to Prague. So we should I should get there reasonably early evening, catch up with everyone. I'll have a good night in Prague. Then we've got the day in Prague and the night as well. So with the gig, so I'm really looking forward to that. That should be a really good gig. So from Prague to Budapest, there are no direct flights. It was meaning stop here, stop there, and that. One or two are doing that, but I've decided to go by train. There's a cheap train. It's costing me £32.95. That's first class, and it sets off at 9 o'clock in the morning and gets there late in the afternoon. I've no idea. I'll just have to play it by ear. I don't know if I'm taking a risk with that one, but hopefully it'll all run and I can get to there. It's a direct train, no stopping, no changing. No connection. So hopefully it'll get me there, and I can get to Budapest. I'm checked in at Budapest for a hotel. And then I'll go to the gig. Now the gig looks a really good gig. It's on a river. So if Alex is taking his old fishing rod, we might catch a few. But and then the day after Budapest is to Vienna. So I'll be catching the 11:58. It's about a 2.5 hour journey. It's only costing £20. That's first class. Different ball game, innit? Again, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm on that train to Vienna. So I'm not going to watch Ultravox anyhow. I thought, I'll go and watch the Wagons, why not? So I'll be watching the Wagons, and we'll be there for Vienna, which I'm looking forward to. Again, I'm looking forward to them all because of a new city, new people. There's a few going to Vienna. The Wolves are going, and Lisa and that. There's a few, and CB and that. There's a few. So again, we'll all have a ball. So from Vienna, we go to Jena, back to Germany. The guys have got a day off, So it'll be about a 6-hour train journey. I've got to stop at Enneroth, is it? Enneroth somewhere. On my way for a 20-minute connection, so hopefully they'll connect well. And I get to Jenna, and there's no gig that night, so I'll probably just crash because I'll probably be that exhausted. This tour is going to catch up with me a bit because I would have thought all these gigs, I've done the UK gigs, and trust me, it catches up with you. And I'm not driving on this, but there's a lot of travelling. There's early mornings, and I'm not the best sleeper in the world. When I'm in a hotel and it's not my bed, I'm like awake. Plus, after a gig, the adrenaline's always pumping, and it takes me, a couple of hours to even wind out. I'm no good at sleeping on planes or trains, so I'll probably be shattered then that night. I can see it because it's got to catch up with me at some point. I know the guys will be on the buzz, will be struggling a bit, all the sleep. They've got to sleep, do this, do that, and set up and get this done, get in there. And it'll be me. I'm doing. People must think I'm mad. Well, we know I am anyhow, but who cares? So the day of the Jenny gig, I'll probably be in bed till late because, well, I probably won't, knowing me. I'll be up at crack of dawn. But I'll chill out, go to the Jenny gig, and then there's a few going. Jeff's coming over, and there's one or two others I know will be there, doing different gigs. I know the Thackeray's are over for some of it. There's a good contingent of the UK going. I'm looking forward to catching up with. Like I say, we always have a laugh, we have a great time, and it's as good as the gigs for me. Meeting up with everyone and having a laugh. It's great, and I can't wait. So from Jenna to the final gig, it'll be Leshby. It'll take about an hour and a half. Really, it's not that far. There is a stop connections, but hopefully I'll be good. Stopping in Leshby for a night. That'll be the last gig of the tour, of that part of the tour. So once that's over, I then have to be at the airport back to Berlin in the morning. So I'll be on the 6:17 train. It's an early one. To get to Berlin Airport by 8:15. I'm flying around 11:15, but I'm giving myself that bit of time to make sure I can get there. So once I fly back to Berlin, I get there, and then I fly back to the UK. With the time difference, there's not a lot of difference, so I land not long after I took off, if you understand. But, little bonus for me. The Hot Damn are playing on the 4th as I get back on that day. They're playing in Huddersfield. So guess what? I'm going to go. So I'm actually leaving my car. I've done a deal. I've left it late and I've done a deal with Ryanair. So I'm leaving my car at the airport for 2 weeks. So I'll jump in my car and I'm going to drive back to Warrington, pick Jamie up because he loves the Hot Damn, and then we're going to go to Huddersfield. So what a way to finish. We're going to finish by seeing the Hot Damn in Huddersfield Parish. And then I'm going to drive home. So I'll bring you a little bit of that as well, because I know quite a few you like the Hot Damn. And being RPM, the best management team out there, some great bands on with Kit Trigg signed up, and the Virgin Marys, These Wicked Rivers, the Hot Damn, Massive Wagons, Fly the Flag, and we'll see you there. And that'll be it. That'll be the European tour over. Now, whether or not all that goes to plan, or get delays, or get this, or I miss a flight, or I miss a train, I have no idea. But I will bring you what I can of it, and like I say, I'm going to bring you up to date with the lads. Try and get a couple of interviews with them. See how the European tour's going. I'll do some footage again for them who are going. I'm positively sorry, but I suppose it's the ones who aren't there want to see what the guys are like and how they're going down well. I'll try and give you some crowd reactions as well and have a few chats with a few people in the crowd to see their views of it. And also, of course, the support bands for Meister, is it, and Strike. Strike are coming over with the guys in May for 4 days, so I'll give you a little bit of info on them, and I'll try and catch up and do a little interview with them if they'll let me. I would think they would. And I'll keep these tour diaries going every day. I'll probably be like a day and a bit behind because I've got a process, I've got to work, do edit it and do all that. So I'll probably be doing that. That'll keep me busy on the train, as I'm travelling on the train. I'll be uploading from the day before. So you'll find that after a gig, my diary will follow at some point during the day after it. It won't be straight after because there's no way, it takes a while to do. So there you have it. One thing I forgot to mention was booking the hotels. I use booking.com. I booked all my hotels through there. It's quite easy. You've got a late cancellation as well. So the earlier you book, the cheaper it is. And some of the hotels, I've still not paid for. You can pay within a day of being there. They'll take the money. So that's always a good thing with that. And you can read the reviews. You can look how close you are to the gigs and to the centre and to all the action. So I've booked all them. Reasonable prices. There's no stupid prices. You can get some good offers on, and I booked all my hotels through that. That was really good. So finally, I'm actually using a Revolt card for my transactions. Different people have said different things, but I thought I'd try this. It cost me £5 for a Revolt card. There are small transactions at weekends, and it's free in the week. But because I'm using different currencies in different countries, rather than buy currency and trying to transfer it and things, and banks charging money, I would thought try one of these cards, so I'll just be using that. And you can change it from euro. You can change your money from euro to Swiss franc, and then to whatever Czech is, and Hungary, and back to euro. And I'll let you know how that goes. But I'll try that because going to different countries, it's difficult. So we'll see. So that's how I'm going to use my money. So that's it. I'll see you for part 3 of the tour diary. It'll get rolling shortly. It's just all the boring stuff at the minute, innit? But once we get it on the road with the band, things will lot up and we'll have a good time. So I'll see you later.